Hey, what's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Alright, Inferno, what's up? Suresh, Jacob, we got Missy Sky, we got Zero, we got another Danny Lightning in the house. We got Antisocial, War Robot Warfare. I think I said that wrong, but you get the idea. What's up, King? Kanapo, how's it going? Missy Scott. Ken Shunk, what's up? Awesome to see everybody. Scoredex, what's going on? How are you guys doing today? Hopefully everybody's having an amazing day. Jacob says, guess what? What? I don't know. Tell me. We need to know. What's up, Haunted? Haunted, no, I don't think they have sent the links out yet. They sent all the other ones out, I do believe. So I think they sent out the Avoras, they sent out the Amugis. I think they sent out the other stuff, but they have not sent the links out yet. So I'm not really sure. I guess they haven't had time to get to it, but hopefully very soon. How long has it been since that giveaway was announced? It's been at least a week, right? Not sure how long, but hopefully they get it out there soon. Zero got the Avora. Nice, nice. Uh-oh. It's birthday month, so Missy Scott has a birthday this month. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I don't like birthdays. I'll tell you that. I do not care for birthdays. I don't like them at all. Alright, I'm trying to read back through the comments for a second. Yeah, hopefully the links will be out pretty soon. I don't know if it's been over 2 weeks or not, but yeah, usually it takes a couple days, sometimes up to 2 weeks after we announce the winners. What's up, Mortal? How's it going? Sean, how are you doing? You're trying to build an Amugi. Well, what weapons do you have, bud? So you need 3 medium weapons for that guy. I mean, Amugi's a really cool deal. Pulsars are good. You have Pulsars? That's something you should be able to build or get. Mortal, I'm doing good, buddy. How about yourself? Jacob says, Dan, I did not win, right? I have no idea. I don't actually know who did or did not win because I don't know what your player ID is. You would have to look on the announcement video to see if your player ID was on there or not. But Amugi's a really fun robot. It's a really cool robot. I mean, best module setup, if you can get it, I would say would probably be 1 nuke amp, 1 repair amp, and 1 immune amp. Or you could run like a last stand, a nuke amp, and a balanced unit or something like that. Pilot on that one will probably be personal preference. I mean, there's a couple different pilots that would work well. You know, if you want more healing, Trixie Hope is amazing. If you can get one. I mean, I don't really know what you have is the thing. Suresh, I don't particularly like the cinders on the Luchador. I think they're okay. I mean, if that's what you have, you can definitely use it, but I would prefer something else, honestly. The problem with these cinders is they got a really long reload time. So, I mean, if you had maybe like one shotgun of some sort and 2 cinders, that might be okay, but not my first choice. They're not bad. I do still like them on the Minos, but what's the weapon on my Typhon? Right now I usually run either the claw type of weapons or the pulsars on my Typhon. Those are my favorites. Now, if you're referring to something that you just saw in this video, I really don't know. This is probably like 2 or 3 year old footage. I'm not even sure if I was running a Typhon in this video. I have no idea. What's up, bro? How you doing? Bell Sprout, nice to see you. Perry, what's going on, buddy? All right. Perry got a Leech Pulsar yesterday. That's a cool setup, buddy. I'm really thinking about buying that myself if it's still in there, because it's like $8 for 4 Mark II Pulsars and a Mark II Frozen Leech. That's a heck of a deal, and Leech is pretty good. I was actually going to be working on a Leech video pretty soon, because I haven't done one in a long time, and it's still a cool robot. Alright, Azil says, do I upgrade my weapons equally or concentrate on one robot at a time? So generally, this has always been the general advice, and it's pretty good advice overall. So keep your weapons 2 levels above your robot and level up everything evenly, or at least keep them at the same level, right? Now, when I got my stuff leveled up, I would level up everything evenly up to level 8. After I hit level 8, then I would work on getting the weapons to level 10. Then I would work on getting the bots to level 10, and then the weapons to level 12, and then the bots to 12, and then I would Mark II everything and just focus on the weapons up to like Mark II level 6, and then maybe start upgrading the bots to Mark II level 6. So that was my upgrade path. That's how I used to always do it back in the day, and it always worked out really good. Alright, so Findies wants to know about the Hawk. It's a cool robot. It's good at killing Titans. It does die very easily, so you want to find 4 weapons that have at least a 500 or 600 meter range, and try and stay back a little bit. Now, on question and answer streams, I'm not actually playing games because I can't play and read all the comments at the same time. That's just impossible. But yeah, I mean, Hawk, to me, it feels like you're playing a 2x4. I don't like the physics of it, I guess you would say, but it's a really good robot overall, I would say. Tehran's on Typhon. That's a fun setup, actually. Titan Drew says I had Tehran's. Yeah, those are really good old school weapons that are cheap to upgrade, and they perform decent. I mean, for as cheap as they are to upgrade, they're pretty decent weapons. Pro likes Hornets. The only thing I don't like about Hornets are they take a long time to reload. But yeah, Hornets are very nice overall. I can say I like me some Hornets, but I don't normally run them because of the reload times. Haunted has weapons 4 levels below the bots. I would probably focus on getting your weapons to at least the same level as the bots. So Haunted, you need to have the damage and the durability. They both have to be there. Yeah. I guess focus on getting your weapons up at this point. That's what I would probably do. Alright, so Zero wants to know, is the Lunar Squall any good on the Heimdall? They're okay. I mean, I prefer to play Heimdall from a range distance. I don't really like playing up close weapons on Heimdall because he's kind of squishy. He dies a little bit easy. I think Heimdall is best as like a 500 meter or a 600 meter damage dealer. I don't really like playing him as an up close brawler because mine always dies pretty quickly. So I mean, if you're one of those people that's figured out the technique to keep him alive at close range and you like playing at close range, then yes, those would be very good weapons. But if you have a hard time keeping him alive at close range, that may not be your best bet. Abby wants to know what are the best brawler and bot weapon combo in my opinion. Okay, so right now, man, that's a very hard. You're asking for the very best brawler with the best weapons, right? What's up, LOL? Abby, what's going on? Missy's getting a doctor's appointment scheduled. Hopefully it goes well. Okay, so best brawler bot with best weapons. If you want something that's just really hard to kill, I would probably look at the Fenrir with the Bernadette Wolf Pilot and maybe some sort of shotgun weapons or the new weapons like the harpoon weapons. Or you could look at like Clawjaw Talon weapons. Right now, I think those are probably some of the best setups. You could run a Fenrir with a Redeemer and 2 Pulsars. That hits really hard. But there's really no best. I mean, there's things that fit your playing style. There's builds that work. There's builds that don't work. But I'm not sure there's such thing as a best. Now, I'd say probably the top... Actually, if you really think about it, the top brawler is probably that stupid Angler right now because it's a very unfair robot. It's way too overpowered. On a one-on-one situation, you almost can't even defend yourself against it because it's always invisible. So... Abby says, Fenrir, Talon, Jaw. That's a very good setup, actually. What's up, Altered Beast? Alright, so Haunted, you're saying you don't plan on using those weapons in the future. Alright, so if you're planning on replacing the weapons, I probably wouldn't go... Hold on. Oh, God. Hold on a second. I'm having a... I don't know, but I swallowed something wrong and it choked me there. Oh. What was I saying? I was going to say something and now I've forgotten. Oh, my God. I really don't remember what it was. Crap. I really don't know. I've forgotten completely. Oh, well. Alright, so, The Rock, what's up, buddy? He wants some advice there. He says, what is the best and cheapest weapon for Mender? Best and cheapest. I don't really know if there's a cheapest. Sonic weapons are really good on the Mender. The claw, jaw, talon weapons are really good on the Mender. Old school shotguns can be okay on Mender. Pulsar, Magnetar can be pretty good, but there's not really... I mean, I'm not really sure what I mean by like the cheapest because most good weapons cost a bit to upgrade. When it comes to like really old school weapons, I'm not really sure if there's anything that's that good. Like on Mender, you definitely want weapons that hit really hard because he's a little guy. He doesn't have a lot of firepower to begin with. I mean, I guess you could run like, if you want cheap and decent, the reload time sucks, but you could go with Punisher and Punisher T. They hit really hard. They hit really hard up close, not so much at a distance, but those are that's the cheapest thing you're going to get that's actually still good minus the 10-second reload time sucking. Josh, yes, decays are still very good weapons. Lex says flames are cheap and effective. Lex, are the flames cheaper to upgrade than most weapons? I haven't upgraded a set of flamethrowers in a long time, but flamethrowers are good if you can use them. The only problem with flamethrowers is trying to hit a fast-moving bot from a distance is almost impossible. You almost have to be right in somebody's face to use the flamethrowers. Personally, I don't think I would put flamethrowers on something like a Mender because it moves quickly. The opponents are moving quickly. It's going to be hard to hit people with those. But flamethrowers in general are a very hard-hitting weapon if you can use them effectively. Lex, how you doing, buddy? Everything going good? But flamethrowers actually do a surprising amount of damage for what they are. What's up, Electric? How you doing? Zero wants to know what's a good setup for Kefir. Do you like the Scalds? Scalds are pretty good. Toxins, not so much. Cremolas, I don't really like them. A lot of people really do like the Scalds on there. So if you've got 4 Scalds, throw those on there and see how it goes. I mean, they're a pretty nice weapon overall. If you can get comfortable using them, they're great. They do a decent amount of damage. They got the bomb effect, and the reload time is pretty quick. So that would probably be a pretty good choice. Well, Perry Jones wants to know Aether, Indra, or Minos. All 3 of those Titans currently are very good. I'm not really sure which one's going to fit your playing style. Minos, I don't really think Minos is going to get nerfed anytime soon. I think he's an older Titan. He's been probably changed once or twice in the past. So you're probably safe with him probably staying good for a long time. It's not easy to play, but it's a very good robot. Now, Aether is getting a nerf and a buff. I think they're buffing and nerfing certain parts of the Aether on the next update, so he will be changed pretty soon. As of right now, though, I would say Aether is the #1 best Titan in the game. Indra. Indra is one of those things that not everybody likes it because it relies on good ability timing. Now, Indra is an amazing Titan if you're good at timing the abilities correctly. If you're not, you're going to get wrecked. So, I don't know anybody who dislikes the Aether. I know people who don't like playing the Indra. I know people that don't like playing the Minos. But as of right now, the Aether is extremely good and it's not hard to play. It's just an all-around nice, good Titan. Missy Scott likes the Sharinga. That's one of my least favorites because it dies so easy, but the firepower is nuts. What's up, Jaya? How you doing? Yes, they are going to add pilots to the Titans. Not pilots to the Titans. That's what I was thinking was starting to come out of my mouth there, but pilots to the Titans. I actually made a video about that this morning. Mr. Tovar says, is Erebus with Chimera still good? Erebus with Chimera. What the heck is a Chimera? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that weapon is, so I'm going to guess it's probably not a very good one. That's probably like an old school weapon that nobody's used in years. Is that one of those rockets that flies up in the air and like... Oh, it's the heavy version of the Hydra. Last time I played those, I didn't care for them one bit. I don't know. I haven't tried them in a while, though, so I can't really tell you for sure, but I'm not familiar with that weapon, honestly. All I can say is last time I played it was probably a year ago. Didn't care for it. Now, I think those might have got a small buff recently, so they may be a little bit better, but yeah, I don't like them very much. Does anybody know how much of a buff those got? Because I'm really not sure. I don't remember what tier they are or anything. Perry Jones says, I wish they would either make it simpler or cut the cost and time for upgrades. Yeah, you know, if they would cut the cost and time for upgrades, that would be really cool, but we don't really know what they're going to do, right? I look at it this way. I love the game. It's very fun to play. If I want to continue playing one of the best games out there, I guess you have to accept the way they decide to do things. I don't agree with everything they do. I think I would like to see a lot of changes and things done differently, but it's still an amazing game nonetheless. Nicholas says, what are some good weapons for the Orochi that I can build in the workshop? Okay, so I would say one of my favorite weapons you can build in the workshop should be the Redeemers. Those are very hard-hitting weapons. They're great on the Orochi. They got a little bit of range. That would be my choice. Josh said they got a 10% damage buff. Yeah, they're probably not very good, but I would have to try them to know for sure. I tried to play something with 4 Hydras on it recently, and man, it sucked. I was going to make a video of, I think, what was it? Some sort of, I think it was Typhon with 4 Hydras. I played like 3 games with it, and I was like, nope, not making that video. It was terrible. Bane type of weapons, unfortunately, they used to be really good, but they're underperforming at the moment, so they're not very good. Banes did not get a buff. The toxic weapons did not get the buff that all the other weapons did, so now they're not that good compared to other weapons. Zero says, I love my 3-K Erebus setup. Yeah, that would be good, actually. 3-Ks hit very hard. Haunta says, my Sharinga is now super fun with the Evora. You know what? I don't know if I've ever tried Evora on that Sharinga. That might be kind of cool. If anybody got close to you, you would just melt them, I think. Lex says Tyran Magnum Mender is cheap and not good. I think he's saying it's not very good. I like the Tyrans, but I don't love the Magnums. Now, last time I played something with one Tyran and 2 Magnums, I think it did halfway decent, surprisingly, but Magnums are a little bit... Magnums aren't the best anymore. Missy Scott says, War Robots is not loading. See if there's an update or something, Missy. Wait a second. Annihilator says, Danny, in the future is War Robots. Will we be able to equip weapons of dead robots, which are not damaged? I'm not exactly sure what you mean, but I don't think they're going to let you equip different weapons to your robots. I mean, this game's been out for about 8 years, you know what I mean? I don't think the way the weapons equip will be changed anytime soon. Hey, Kate RK, what's up, buddy? What do you mean by the War Robots link and was over? I'm not 100% sure what that means. Sharesh, yes, auto does work on Magnums, but I actually tried a 4 Kepri Magnum auto, and it didn't really do very well, unfortunately. Asta Danny, what's up, buddy? Yes, sometimes they do have those nice discounts on upgrades, but I think you just kind of got to wait till they have the really good discounts. Abby says, I blocked Streamlabs. Okay. Alrighty then. Electric said, I opened 25,000 special delivery and I got Nether, Aether, Angler, Cruel Angler, and a Moogie. Hey. Nice, buddy. In Diamond League, you'll have a hanger that destroys everybody if you level those up. That's cool. You got some good stuff there. What's up, just for fun? So I haven't heard anything about the Nodens bug, but they are planning on buffing the Nodens. So I think once they buff him, they'll probably fix the bug at the same time. So all we can do is hope. I definitely let them know. I think I showed them some game footage of it not working properly. What's up, Skyro? How are you? Alright, so he says, is it worth leveling 2 Halo and Corona on my Invader? They're okay. Here's the problem I have with Corona and Halo is they unload the ammo pretty quickly and they have a little bit of a reload time. They're overall decent weapons. I mean, they would be an okay setup, but I don't think I would put too many resources into those myself. Altered Beast wants to know, aren't they coming out with a module that keeps weapons on your low-level bot instead of them blowing off? I don't know, but I've heard that. Like, I haven't been on the test server this weekend or last weekend or whatever. So, if that's actually on the test server, I don't know. But honestly, that sounds kind of like a dumb module. I don't think I would run that. I don't really see the point of that because weapons, I mean, yeah, occasionally they blow off, but usually not till you're pretty low on health. So I would much rather run something that gives me durability or extra damage compared to something like that. I mean, if they do, it's not something I would run personally unless those modules also do something else worthwhile. Yeah, Shadow, Mr. Nodens is broken. So, Ebby has blocked my Streamlabs guy. That's not very nice. Streamlabs is very upset now. Streamlabs is angry with you. That's all I'm going to say. Streamlabs is very angry with you. He's going to come... It's going to find you, and it's going to, it's a crazy AI like the Terminator, right? I hope you have John Connor around. John Connor was the good guy, right? I think so. If you guys remember the Terminator movie, was John Connor the good guy? That was Arnold Schwarzenegger, correct? Josh said there's a drone on the test server that prevents your robot's weapons from blowing off. Gotcha. Zero got 3 Orochis. Well, I would probably, if you don't already have Orochis, I would keep 1 and probably sell the other 2. JS says, what do you think about the lower leagues? Well, I'm not in the lower leagues, so I don't know how to answer that question. Coburn, how's your day going? Missing might need to uninstall and reinstall the game. Yeah, sometimes that'll fix it. If worse comes to worse, uninstall and reinstall sometimes does fix things. Suresh, the Revenant pilot that used to heal it like crazy, barely heals it anymore. So I think that's what's wrong with Revenant. That pilot, when your ability in it, used to give you a gigantic healing, but now it does next to nothing. Revenant was always kind of squishy without that pilot. Are there special edition punchers? No, I don't believe there are, Pro. Missy Scott's got a headache. That's no fun. Headaches suck. Hopefully it goes away soon. Dylan, how's your day going? Oh, John Connor was the good guy, but Arnold was the Terminator. Okay. Thank you, Antisocial. You're right. Dylan just got off work. Cool, man. Hopefully you're going to enjoy the rest of your day. Missy's trying to play on her old phone. Yeah, you might need to do some crazy uninstall and reinstall or who knows what. Skyro says low leagues suck. I'm in silver with alright robots from the gold chest and super chest, and I'm getting killed by Mark II homing missile Mars, Indras, and Seraphs. You know, I think one of the things they kind of did wrong was there are some awesome daily deals you can get where you can get Mark II robots and weapons for a couple of dollars. And that's great, but I don't think people in the lower league should be offered Mark II. I think you should have to be up in like Master or Champions before you start getting the Mark II offers. People down in like Diamond League and Silver League probably shouldn't be running Mark II stuff, but if you got a few bucks to spend, you can get some really awesome Mark II stuff for cheap nowadays. So that's probably what's happening there is lower level players are being offered those daily deals for the higher leveled stuff. Suresh says John Connor later sides with Skynet. Man, I have a bad memory. I think I was like 14 when I saw this Terminator last time. That's just a guess, but something like that. Moment, what's going on, buddy? Shredder, Puncher, Hades. I mean, that's a fun setup. If you like the Hades and you don't mind playing a weapon that does the most damage up close and less further away, that is a very good setup. I actually like that setup on the Hades. I probably would rather play like Puncher and Magnetars though, because the Magnetars do better damage at a distance. Shredders do more damage up close. Magnetars do more damage at a distance. And with Hades, I do like to keep a little bit of a distance, so I think two Magnetars and one Blight is a killer setup. 2 Magnetars and pretty much anything that's got a 5 or a 600 meter range. I do like to keep a good 500 meter distance if possible when playing Hades. Electric says I play against Mark III and Mark II robots. Perry says Silver League can be very frustrating. One game I can't do anything wrong, and then the next game I absolutely get wrecked. Well, you know, even in Champion League, there's games where I get wrecked. I mean, you don't know if you're playing solo and you're relying on a random team of random guys. You don't know how good your team is going to be versus the other team. So you're only as good as your team. You could be the world's best player, but if it's basically you versus 6 other players and your teammates aren't doing crap, you're always going to get wrecked. One good player and 5 lousy players is almost always going to lose. Altered Beast says, not entirely. Tankers are starting new accounts, buying the Mark II, and staying there. They can't get demoted because they are never ranked in the first place. That's an interesting thought, Altered. Yeah, you know, you might be right about that. I don't understand why somebody would do such a thing. What kind of person intentionally tries to get higher level stuff just so they can beat up on lower level players or new players, right? What kind of person does that? That's what I want to know. Like, how terrible do you have to be that kind of person? It's like Mike Tyson punching a baby, right? Who would do that? I don't think Mike Tyson would go punch a baby because he's not that horrible of a person. But these players that do that, man, what's wrong with them? You know what was really crazy is I think I did a free-for-all yesterday. And, you know, I'm a champion. 4 of the players were in Masters and 1 guy was in Diamond. I was like, why would they put a Diamond League player in with us Masters and Champion players? That was crazy. He might have been an expert. He was either Diamond or expert, one or the other. But either way, he didn't belong there. Missy Scott says, jerks! And meanies and cheaters. Ooh, Ebby was really sick a week ago and has the world record for the most green snot. I don't know. That looks like green snot to me. I'm not sure. All right, Josh wants to know, are the hammer shotguns good on the Revenant? Yes, those shotguns are very good on any robot that you get up close with. If you can get right up in somebody's face, those weapons do a lot of damage. So those hammer cudgel mace, very, very good weapons still. Eddie says, why are you saying it like that? And then it looks like a robot spewing green snot or something. I don't know. I mean, not a robot, but a smiley face. I guess that's supposed to be vomit. Ebby was vomiting like crazy, I suppose. I don't know. Charette says, I'm in Masters 3. I'm always paired against Champion. Man, that's not really supposed to happen. Like, Masters and Champion players are supposed to be matched together sometimes, but nobody under Masters League should be matched with Champion players unless you're squadding with another Champion player. Now, if you squad with a player, the player that's the highest league, that's where you're going to be. Let's just say you have 1 Champion players and a bunch of people in Bronze League. Well, those Bronze League people will be moved into Champion League, and that's no good. So I wouldn't squad with anybody that's like higher than your league, because you'll get in some pretty nasty battles that you're not ready for. But if you're playing with randoms, you're playing solo, I don't understand why it would put like an expert player up against champions. That's not normal. Ebby says 96 times in 1 week. What did you do? Like put a mark on a sheet of paper every time you threw up? God. I'm glad you're feeling better though. That's no good. What's up, Dragon Kingdom? How you doing? How's your day going? Kanger333 says, Coolburn, who invented this? Now, the system's not supposed to match anybody up that's one league, within a one league deal. Like, it's designed not to match you up with anybody more than one league above you. That's my understanding, at least. Now, that may have changed, but like I'm saying, like, if you're in Masters, you should not see anybody above Champion. Like, if you're an expert, you probably shouldn't see anybody above Masters. At least that's the way it used to be, unless they changed something. I haven't played my shell in quite a while. Last time I played my shell, I really did enjoy it. I would have to really play the shell now to know which one's better. Revenant's an okay robot. It's not as good as it used to be. But I actually don't know, because it's been too long since I've played my shell. Ebby almost had to go to the hospital. Oh, man. That's horrible. Yeah, being sick is not fun. But yeah, I hope you're feeling a lot better, because that much throwing up is no good. All right, so Tad, you're in Masters League, so you can kind of expect to be put up against champion players, unfortunately. It doesn't really matter what kind of cups you have, but if you're in Masters, you will see champion players. Oh, wow. Kanger333 says, I am in solo. I still have champions even though I'm in diamond. Holy crap, that's not right. I very, very rarely see a player under Masters. Like, I'm in champions, and a lot of times after the battle is over, like, if we just go in and we completely annihilate a team, we always go look to see what league they're in, just for the heck of it. And normally I never see anybody under Masters, but occasionally you do. But I don't see diamond players often. I don't see experts often, but occasionally I'll see a diamond or an expert. Dragon says, I've given up on war robots because they keep matching me with Mark III robots. Man. I'm going to have to say something about that to Pixonic. Josh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. He says max players just completely wiped their team out. And he's in Gold League. Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Falcon says Pixonic should do something about Tier 1 and Tier 2 robots in the leaders boards. What do you mean, Falcon? Are you seeing people that have like Tier 1 and Tier 2 robots in their hangars? Now, for example, on my Battle Wreck account, I have more than one hangar on there, and if there's a, I don't actually use more than one hanger. So what I do is I fill up hanger number 2 with Cossacks and stuff like that, just because the game makes you fill up all your hangers. So are you looking at like all their hangers, or is that the only thing they have is just level 1 stuff? I don't really pay attention to who's in Champion League or what they have, because honestly, I mean, wait a second, not Champion League, I mean leaderboards, Legend League. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hold on. Are you talking about Legends League or leaderboards? Because often, like, leaderboards are set up to where somebody who spends money is going to get to the top of the leaderboards quickly. Abby says, I've also given up because the matchmaking is dumb lame. Madam, I'm sorry you guys are getting crappy matchmaking. Tabit, yeah, I think the Smooter, Razdor, and Cremola are still pretty good. For example, like if you put those on a Harpy or a Siren, they will still whoop on somebody. You could probably put those on a Behemoth and they would whoop on somebody. I mean, they're pretty decent, actually. They're not as good as they used to be, but they're still very good if they're played correctly and put on the correct robot. Perry wants to know, should you sell your extra pilots or just hang on to them? Alright, so honestly, I think I would probably keep 2 of each robot. I mean, 2 of each pilot, and probably sell the rest. Now, there are certain things like Trixie Hope. You might want to keep a couple extra Trixie Hopes because those will be really good on pretty much any robot. But, for example, I don't need more than 2, like, let's just say my Bernadette Wolf or my Fenrir. I really don't need more than 2 Bernadette Wolves, right? How many times are you going to run more than 2 of one robot in your hangar? Probably not very likely. Now, there are some people that do it, but for example, I probably have 5 or 6 Fenrirs, but the only time I would ever run 5 or 6 of those in one hangar is if I decided to make a Fenrir-only hangar video. If I weren't doing that, I'm never going to run more than 2 of something in the hangar, so I say keep 2 of each pilot for the most part. There may be a few exceptions on the pilots that can work on any robot, but you know what I mean. Grady White. We got Grady White in the house. What's up, War Robots? Espanol, how you doing, buddy? Good morning. Dragon says, I only have some Mark II robots. So this is my advice to you guys that feel like you're being outplayed by over-leveled robots that are more powerful than you guys. Find 5 robots that you like. Put weapons on them that are actually going to be performing well, and don't change a thing. Just focus on upgrading those into the Mark IIs. I mean, I know it can take a while, but a lot of people, one of the big mistakes a lot of people make is they try and upgrade everything they get. They get something new, they stop upgrading their current stuff, and they start upgrading the new stuff, and they never get anything past level 8 or 9 because they try and upgrade every single thing that they get. I used to do this myself. For the probably first 2, 3, 4 years I played War Robots, I never had anything over level 8 or level 9 because I would stop upgrading this and start upgrading that. Stop upgrading that for something else. So I was never able to max out a hangar. Once I started focusing on one hangar and I did not stop until it was maxed or at least highly leveled, I was amazed at how fast I was able to get that hangar up to like Mark II level 6 or something like that. So if you're trying to upgrade everything you guys get, that's a problem. And a lot of people do that. That's a very big mistake. Stick with something. Don't stop leveling that specific hanger until it's performing well. Once you get your robots and weapons to like maybe Mark 2.6, then maybe start working on something else. But stick with one hanger, guys. Unless your hanger sucks, like if you got sucky robots and sucky weapons, then maybe don't focus on it. But once you get 5 decent robots with decent weapons, that's when you want to start focus on getting it into the mid-level or high-level Mark II. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Alright, so Pro says, I'm not selling anything until WRF comes out. Just in case we can send weapons and bots to the PC game. I don't think it's going to work that way, buddy. The weapons and robots on War Robots Frontiers are very different from, the Android game. The Android platform and the War Robots platform aren't going to really mix together. So I can almost guarantee you there's no way they're going to let you transfer weapons and robots from War Robots to Frontiers. First off, like War Robots Frontiers is made by Pixonic, but they have a completely different set of game developers making it. I mean, they are both Pixonic games, but it's almost like two separate companies in one company making the game. I don't know how else to explain it. Skyro says, I have a huge issue with kill stealers. Yeah, that's just something that's going to happen in the game. There's nothing you can do about kill stealers. If somebody's going to steal your kill, yeah, it might suck, but unfortunately, that is what that is. All right, Dragon, have a great day. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by, but we will catch you later. Hope you have an awesome day. Ebby says dinner time. Later, Ebby. Have a good one, buddy. It was nice to see you. Simon says good advice. But yeah, honestly, if I would have just picked a good hanger and stuck with it, I probably could have had higher level robots after 1 or 2 years instead of having to wait 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? If you do things correctly in the right order, you will really have a much better playing experience, I would say. Dragon says, should I start playing again? Well, if you missed the game, yes. I mean, if you enjoy playing the game, yeah, man, play it. If you don't enjoy playing the game, then no. I mean, you know what I mean? If it's fun for you, then play it. If it's not fun for you, then maybe, take a break until you're like, hey, I really want to start playing again. There was probably about a year where I did not play War Robots. So I've been playing the game for about 8 years, and I probably did take about a year off. Skyro says, what actually is Frontiers? It is a PC game. It's a lot like War Robots, but it's a full-blown PC version of War Robots. It's also going to be on the Xbox and PlayStation eventually. It will never be a mobile game because the graphics and everything like that won't work on a mobile game. But basically, it's just like it's a lot of the same robots and weapons, but they're different. Like, for example, they have an Ares on Frontiers, but it's similar, but not anywhere near the same. Perry Jones, say what? Mama Toad robots. What in the world? What is Mama Toad robots? I'm a little confused right there. Simon says, are modules worth upgrading more than robots? No and yes. I mean, modules are very important. So Simon, once I got my robots to level 12, I think it was, that's about when I stopped upgrading my robots and started upgrading modules. Once you get into Champion League, modules are very important. So you are going to want to upgrade your modules, but like I would say around Masters, well, I don't really know how it is in the lower leagues right now, but back when I was down there in the lower leagues, I didn't really have to worry too much about modules. I just upgraded the stock modules that the robots came with, and I played that until I got up in the Champion. Once I got up in the Champion and I hit robots around level 12, that's when I stopped upgrading and focusing on the modules. Coolburn has said, is the chat on slow mode? I don't think so. Let me see if I can figure that one out. Is it not posting your messages, Coolburn? How do I edit my live stream while I'm actually... Okay, let me look. Let me see if I can figure out if the slow mode is on or off. Customization. Live chat. Anyone can comment. No extra delay. Redirect trailers. Monetization. I don't see anything about slow mode, Coolburn. Let me look it over one more time. Age restriction, no. Allow automatic chapters, whatever that is. Featured placement, featured places. What the heck is featured places? I don't even know. There's some weird settings on YouTube that I don't even know what they are. I'm not seeing slow mode. I don't think it's turned on. I don't know if it is. I apologize. Zero says Frontiers is Mama Toad robots. I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. JS says, is Fenrir worth it? Yes, if you can get the Bernadette Wolf pilot to put on your Fenrir, it is a beast. It's one of the hardest kills in the hardest robots in the game to kill. Lynn, I don't know when the Yamatown map is coming back. I know they're working on it. I think they said they still got a lot to do. Now, I've talked to other game developers as well, and it's not just War Robots, but they say sometimes a map can actually take 1 to 2 to 3 years to complete because they got to get all the physics correct on the map. There's a huge amount of like area that they have to make graphics for and all kinds of stuff. So maps are very, very hard to complete. And Yamato is a gigantic map. I think that's why it's taking them so long to get this one working properly. Because the map is huge and it's a lot of work. What's up, Burso? How you doing today? Perry says getting modules is not easy. No, it's really not. I mean, if you're trying to get the newest modules, it's not easy to do. I mean, right now, you should probably be able to get Last Stands pretty easily. At the moment, Last Stands are very good modules. You should probably be able to get balance units easily, which are pretty easy to get. Balance units are pretty nice. I mean, if you could run a nuclear amplifier, a balance unit, and a Last Stand on every robot, you would be doing okay, I think. That's not the best setup or the most ideal for everything, but it would definitely work. Now on some robots, that is the best setup. It just depends on what you're playing, I guess. But generally, I try to put at least 1 nuclear amplifier on everything. So if you can get 5 nuclear amplifiers, that would be a huge plus. 5 last stands would be good. And on the 3rd slot, you know, you would probably either want to be running a repair amplifier or a immune amplifier if possible, if you can get them. If not, then you would throw the balance units on there. Ezel says, what robot would you produce in the workshop if you just started playing? I think right now one of the best workshop robots is the Fenrir. It's a tanky robot. It does need a specific pilot to really turn into a tank, but if you can get the Fenrir with the Bernadette Wolf, it's amazing. Now, if you're just looking for something to grab beacons with, I think the Skyros is one of the best robots right now for getting beacons. But if you play a Skyros, you're not going to get any damage for the most part because you're just going to roll around in the ball form and sit on beacons 90% of the time. I mean, I've had games where I've been in the Skyros the entire game, and I had 120,000 damage when the map ended, when my teammates had 5 million, 6 million, 8 million damage. But I was able to set on the beacons and make so the enemy could not take the beacons, which allowed my team to win the game. So if you're just looking for something to get beacons, build a Skyros. If you want something that's going to be good at fighting and beacons, get a Fenrir and work on getting a Bernadette Wolf pilot for it. You can build something like Ravana. It's a lot of fun. You could build something like a Invader. Invader is a very fun robot. What else is in there? Ravana is hard to play though. I just made a fun video on Ravana the other day. It's a very fun robot to play, but it does take some skill because it's more about ability timing than anything else. You got to learn to time the abilities right on that one. Let me look through the workshop again really quickly. Let me open the game and check the workshop. I'll mention a couple other robots that are really worth building right now. Burso says Demeter. Yes, Demeter is a very nice robot that you can build in the workshop. It's a great healer. If you're really into healing, Demeter or Mender. Now, Mender does need the legendary pilot to make him good. There's a pilot called Marie Leclerc, and if you can get that on a Mender, the Mender is awesome. But if you don't have that on the Mender, I would say it kind of sucks. Now, like, Fenrir is decent without the legendary pilot, but once you put it on there, it really does turn into an amazing tank. Alright, where is the workshop? I must find the workshop. That's not it. That's not it. There we go. No, that's not the workshop. Hold on one second. They make it a pain to get to the workshop these days. Alright, so you can build a Skyros, which I said is great. You can build a Demeter, which is nice. Harpy is very good for a damage-dealing robot. You can buy a Revenant, which is a decent tanky robot. Not one of my favorites anymore. You can buy a Typhon, which is an amazing fighter. You can build a Scorpion, which is a great little assassin. As we mentioned, you can build the Ravana. You can build the Fenrir, which is an awesome tank with the Bernadette Wolf pilot. What else is in here that's really worth building? Like I said, Mender is pretty good. Invader's pretty good. Those are the main ones I would probably recommend at the moment out of everything that's available in the workshop. Yeah, I've got my Demeter in my hangar right now, and I'm having a good time with it. It takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, you can do very, very well with it. Yes, Josh, you can now build these Skyros in the workshop. He was just added, what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? Something like that? MC says, if he don't say I Mender, I will unsub. Okay. Unsub if you like. You know, that's up to you. But threatening people, not cool. Making threats like that, not appreciated. What's up, Simon? He says, is Mars worth getting? Yes, I actually really like the Mars. Is Mars in the workshop? I didn't see him in there. If he is in the workshop, that is definitely worth building. MC says, Decay Behemoth is really great. That definitely packs a punch. That's a lot of firepower. Grady White says, the Typhon. Yep, definitely a great robot. Skyro says, how do you get the Mars? Did my music just get quiet? Oh, I see what happened. Never mind. The music's not quiet. MC hates the Demeters. I guess they're not for everybody. I mean, not everybody is going to like every single robot. That's the one thing you also got to think about is some of the best there. You could take the very best robot in the game and it may not fit your playing style. So you got to find robots that work for you. Just because it's good doesn't necessarily mean you're going to enjoy playing it. So there's quite a few robots. Like, I absolutely hate playing the Angler. It may be one of the best robots in the game, but I hate it. I don't really play the Nether. The Nether is one of the best bots in the game at the moment, but I hate playing it. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. It's not a fun robot for me. So even though it's one of the best, I don't like it. I don't care for it. So not every robot works out for everybody. What's up, rock and roll? So last time I played the Blitz, it wasn't doing as good as I would have liked. Now the Blitz was always a cool little robot, but it's not really one of my number one choices anymore. Alright, so Zero says Demeters are squishy and not good against skilled players. I disagree. If you know how to play the Demeter, it is a very good robot. Steven, I don't really remember exactly what it was they're changing on the Aether, but I know they're changing him. I know they're going to buff some things and nerf some things, but I currently don't remember what they were doing exactly. So I think the Aether is probably going to be still very good after they change it, but we won't know for sure until we actually get to play it. Rock and roll, how's your day going? But I expect it's still going to be good. I'm not sure exactly when the Titan pilots are coming, but within the next update or 2 or 3 updates, we'll be seeing them. They never really set a date on when they're going to be coming, but it's something they're currently working on adding to the game. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where you get Mars. I mean, if it's not in the workshop, you would look in the key chest. Maybe they have it in a super chest or one of the key chests, or you might have to wait till it's for sale in the daily deals. I'm not sure. Pro Freedom wants to know, is Pix working on crossplay? Crossplay is here. All right, we play with people from the other platforms every single day, but the problem is we're not able to squad with them or invite them to our clans, but we can play with them. I'm not sure if they're still trying to make so we can invite people to our clans from other platforms or not. I'm not sure why, but I think they were having some sort of issues where it wasn't working properly, and that's why we don't currently have it. So I'm not really sure if that's something that's high priority or low priority to them, but I know it's something that they have been working on. I assume they're still working on it, but I don't know if we're going to see it anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like, I have contact with some of the community managers and maybe one or two of the developers, but they don't share every little thing with us, so. MC, what is cross progression? I'm not sure what that is. Skyro wants to know, how many people do you think will switch to Frontiers? Well, I don't know. I mean, people who have gaming PCs, you do have to have a gaming PC, or eventually you'll be able to play it on like Xbox. So I imagine once it's fully released, there will probably be a good number of players playing it. But I mean, I wouldn't really worry about everybody leaving War Robots to go to Frontiers, because a lot of people only have phones to play on. So, and personally, I mean, they're two very different games. So, I mean, I play Frontiers sometimes, but personally, I would still rather play War Robots over Frontiers myself. What I like better about War Robots is you drop in, you instantly get into the action. The maps are smaller. There's less running around in War Robots, right? On Frontiers, the maps are really big. You drop in, you know, you run back and forth across the map. Sometimes you don't see another player for a while because the maps are so big. So I like the small maps. I like the constant action that War Robots gives us compared to Frontiers. Frontiers is a better game in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways, War Robots is a better game. So they're both pretty cool, actually. Roger says this last update was the biggest clanmate loss ever. Over half of your clanmates have not came back to the game. So, did they say like why they left? Did they give any specific reason? Coburn, what do you mean Frontiers is not getting promoted? What do you mean by promoted? Ah, Ebby's back. What's up, Ebby? Welcome back. Or Ibu? Am I saying it wrong? Ibu? I don't think it's Ebby. I think I'm saying his name wrong, but he couldn't really explain it in a way that I understood how to say it, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. I don't think you're ever going to be able to transfer your progress from one platform to another. Like, I think they would almost have to rebuild the game completely in order to do that again, because the way it's set up right now, I don't think that's really possible. Now, you can contact the game support and ask them. I think the game support can kind of do it, but it's not something you can just like do yourself or whatever. Coburn says it's not really being advertised. I don't see anybody trying to sell it. Yeah, I mean, Frontiers is still in like a early access. Like, it's still part of beta testing right now. I mean, they've only got 2 maps out. You know what I mean? It's not ready to go fully live yet. Like, they're currently working on building more maps, adding more robots, getting everything ready. So it's still like it's still an early access beta test right now. Now, once the whole thing is ready to rock and roll, maybe they'll be different. Maybe they'll promote it, try to get it out there, but Mad Cat, you are welcome, buddy. I take it you're leaving. We will catch you later, buddy. Hope your lunch was yummy, yummy, yummy. Epi says, Ibra? Ebba? Ebba. Am I saying that correct, buddy? Is it Ebba? Ebba. Okay. I will try to remember that. My memory's terrible, but I will try to remember that. Ebba. And I'm going to pronounce that like 20 times. Then I might remember it. So Ebba. Ebba, Ebba, Ebba. Ebba. Ebba, 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 Ebba. See, that's how I remember people's names. Like, I sit there and I say it over and over in my head. Normally, I don't do it out loud, but like when I meet a new person, if I don't do this, I always forget their name. Like, I'm terrible with people's names, but if I meet somebody and they say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I sit there and I say it over and over in my head, probably like 30 or 40 times, and then I'll generally remember their name after that. So, yeah, I have a terrible memory. Josh says, pro tip, if you had spare components for a robot or weapons you don't need already built and wait until they got added to the workshop and then convert them into components for the robot weapons you want. Yeah, that is something you can do, but if I'm not really sure if you've ever done that, but when you convert components from one robot or one weapon to the next, man, it can be a lot. I mean, it can cost a lot of silver to convert those components. So that's one problem people have, is that they often don't have enough silver to convert everything over, which is a pain in the butt. I've always wondered why weapon conversion or robot conversion on the components cost so much. Rock and Roll says, over the last 6 months, do you think the game is balanced out a bit? Except for the addition of the angler, I would say yes. I mean, things definitely seem a lot more balanced now, except for that crappy angler. Angler is very OP. Like, he is unfair. That thing needs to be nerfed. I mean, they nerfed it, but the nerf was barely did anything. Like, they need to nerf that thing like 12 more times. All right, Roger, have a great day, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. We'll catch you later. Grady White says, I run the Demeter in the Champion League and it's not coming out of my hanger. It really is good. Any bot that sucks if you don't know how to play it. All right, so I will say this. Grady White is in my clan. He does run the Demeter, and it's not rare to see him with like 10 or 12 kills and 5, 6, 7, 8 million damage sometimes. So that guy always plays well and has, you know, Demeter in his hanger. So that's got to tell you something. I mean, I do tease him sometimes. I say, man, that Grady White guy sucks. Like when we have a bad game or something. But what it really boils down to is that dude's actually a great player. Kicks some butt. Beats some people up most of the time. Beats some red dudes. Smushes them into the ground. So Roger says he thinks it's mainly because of people having Mark II stuff in the lower leagues. At least I think that's what he means by that. Yeah, man. Mark II stuff in the lower leagues is due to them offering it for sale for cheap. So if you got a couple dollars to buy stuff, you can get some Mark II stuff for next to nothing. Portugal says, is it worth to upgrade balance units? If you don't have anything better, yes. I mean, there are some robots where I'm still going, like the current way the game is set up, there are a few robots where I'm going to run a balance unit on it. Like balance unit, last stand, and a new camp is a really good setup for something squishy like an Ares or maybe even a Mender. I mean, I would probably run a repair amp on a Mender, but a squishy robot does really well with a last stand, a balance unit, and a new camp. Zero says, does anyone ever rage quit the game as well when you see that not your teammates have captured a single beacon in Beacon Rush? Well, you know, I'm sure there's people that rage quit for every reason. There's probably somebody that says, "Hey, that guy's gotten a Moogie. I'm leaving the game." And they rage quit. I don't know, but yeah, people rage quit for all kinds of different reasons. Antisocial says all Mark II. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of weapons for $3.50 each that were Mark II. I mean, if you got a couple of dollars, you can build a crazy good hangar down there in the lower leagues. I've been mentioning that to them. They should not be offering lower league players the Mark II stuff. Like, I've said that a few times, and unfortunately, it's still for sale to the lower league guys. Like I said, I mean, those cheap Mark II deals are amazing, but you shouldn't be able to buy that down there in Silver or Diamond League. Because somebody who spends like $50 or $100 now has a full Mark II hangar full of crazy good stuff. And the guys who aren't able to spend any money down there in the lower leagues cannot compete with that. Grady says they need to nerf all the blind effects. I agree. Blind effects sucks. One thing almost every player in the game hates is blinding and gravity amplifiers. Those are both bullcrap. Remove the bullcrap. We need to make a sign, right? Remove the bullcrap. But we definitely would need to remove some bullcrap. Ebba says, I'm so happy you finally saying my name right. Hey, we got Mitos. Mitos says ASAP. Mitos, what is ASAP, buddy? What do you need as soon as possible now? He wants something and he wants it ASAP. Perry Jones said, I didn't think they were, amigo. Ah, the gravity amplifiers. Yeah, those are such a lame addition to the game, right? We want items that let you do things, not items that make so you can't do things. That's my opinion. Too many cannot do items. I don't want to be locked down. I don't want to be frozen. I don't want to be gravity amplified. I don't want to be... Like, I don't mind things like suppression. I mean, I get that. Suppression's okay. But lockdown, okay. I can deal with that. But gravity amplifier and blinding are horrible abilities. A cannonball gun. Rock and Roll wants to see a cannonball gun. So you want to see a cannon that shoots balls? Are you trying to shoot Skyros into outer space? Is that what you're doing, Rock and Roll? Big Bertha? What? Oh my god. What about a Big Bertha? I'm a little confused about what's going on here. Paris says a Moab weapon. Well, I don't know if I want to see a Skyros launcher. I mean, that would be kind of scary. Imagine if you could throw like a... Imagine you have a robot that could put other robots inside of that and then shoot them across the map. Now that would be interesting. That could be its ability that turns into a cannon and launches robots from your home beacon to the enemy's home beacon. What do you guys think about that idea? All right, so Antisocial says, I started to like the Frozen Scorn Mothership because you can run 2 anti-jamming support turrets. Does 2 actually benefit you? If I remember correctly, 2 didn't benefit you. I think we tested that out. So what does 2 do, Anti? Maybe I'm thinking of a different module, but it gives you... Does it give you double the time? Really? Are you sure? If so, that would be pretty awesome. Especially if there's a bunch of Titans out on the battlefield. Huh. I'll have to check that again, Anti. Thanks for bringing that up, because I didn't think it did anything, but hey, maybe it does. My memory is really terrible, guys, so I have the worst memory ever. Ebby says, Ebu says into the water. Oh, I just said it wrong. Dang it. I just said it wrong. I'm sorry. Ebba says into the water. Am I saying it right again? Ebba, right? My God, I suck at saying that. Yep, we're going to have a Titan launcher, right? You know what I came up with an idea was, I don't think they're ever going to do it, but a Titan that's basically an aircraft carrier. More like a robot carrier. It can kind of just like turn into a little platform. And robots can jump on the back of it, and it can carry a bunch of robots across the map. It might have like a 30-second ability where it just flies across the map and carries other robots. But yeah, Anti, I mean, it should give you a timer, right? So if you're seeing the timer double, then it must work. But yeah, I thought the aircraft carrier robot would be kind of cool. Perry Jones says, does strafing runs? I don't know what that is. My vision's getting a little blurry. I'm having a hard time reading. Sometimes, like, I got an autoimmune disease, man. And sometimes when it flares up a little bit, I have a hard time reading things for a couple of days, and it goes back to better, get back to normal. All right, so in the Netherlands, some of the, like if it has an E, it's an or an oo, or an or an oo. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And Ebba. Oh yeah, Shredder did. Yeah, Shredder used to have a 3-second reload, didn't it? That was bad. That was a awesome weapon back in the day. There we go. I was trying to say it without cursing. I was about to say bad beep. You know what, but all right, guys, so if you got any last minute questions, our stream time, I believe it's just about up. I'll tell you what, this microphone sounds pretty good on the live stream, doesn't it? This is the little $80 microphone that Mayano company sent me to do a review on one of my other YouTube channels, and I'll tell you what, I think this sounds really good on the live streams. Like, one thing with live streams is you lose a lot of the high end from your microphone when live streaming. I don't know why that is. Like, most of the microphones I have kind of have a little bit of a darker sound to them, I think. And when you're live streaming, then they sound even darker than that. So I like this mic. I can't believe this thing's only 80 bucks, honestly. I mean, the Miyano PD series microphones, there's a PD 200 and the 400. They sound great. They sent me the PD 400 a few months back, and then they just sent me the PD 200. And man, I like this one. I like this one a lot. It's only the $80 one. It's crazy. Dixon says, why is your Revenant not your favorite robot anymore? I don't know if Revenant's ever been my favorite robot, but Revenant used to have a pilot that would heal the heck out of him after the ability ended, and that pilot is barely healing him now, so it's not as strong as it used to be. Back when you used to run the, what was that drone? The Nebula drone that would heal you up, plus that pilot, that made that robot was crazy hard to kill, but it's not as strong as it used to be, unfortunately. After the drone rework, and I guess they nerfed that pilot and didn't tell us, it's nowhere near as good. So I don't know if it's a glitch. Maybe the pilot's not working properly, but that pilot barely does anything now when it comes to healing. Hey, Nightcrawler, what's up, buddy? You're coming right at the end, my man. Our stream time is just about up. So I'm sorry if you're just tuning in. That sucks, but it's awesome to see you, my man. What's up, Yeoman? How you doing? But yeah, our stream time is almost over here. Alright, so Nicholas wants to know, is it worth building the Wasp or the Pulsar in the workshop? Pulsars, yes. Pulsars are amazing. Wasp, well, Wasp is a cool weapon. It does nice damage. It's got good DOT, but it's got a really long reload time. So I don't really recommend the Wasp just because of the longer reloads. I mean, if you don't mind a long reload time, the Wasp can be pretty cool, but Pulsars are awesome. I love Pulsars right now. So I would say yes, build yourself some Pulsars. Slayman, what's up? Nice to see ya. Man, a lot of people are coming. Unfortunately, I got to get going, guys. This is pretty much the end of the stream. That's the one thing about streaming that sucks, is when people come at the last minute when you're about to leave. I almost always feel bad, but unfortunately, you know, I got real life stuff I got to do and take care of throughout the day and whatnot, so I can't stream all day long, unfortunately. I wish I could, but, you know. Pro Freedom, have a great day, buddy. Yeah, I don't know why they're trying to add Titan pilots. I think that's a terrible thing. That's a terrible idea. It's just one more thing that we don't... The game just doesn't need that stuff. It doesn't really improve the game, in my opinion. Add items that make the game better. Improve the gameplay. Improve the player experience. Titan pilots don't do that. They just make one more thing we have to buy and upgrade. You know what I mean? That's all it is. One more thing we have to get that we don't really need. It's not really gonna benefit the game, right? Now I feel like in a way, robot pilots benefited the game a little bit. I mean, I guess the drones do, but I wouldn't mind seeing the drones removed. I wouldn't mind seeing the motherships removed. Motherships didn't benefit us at all. I think the motherships were just like an unnecessary addition that doesn't really make the player experience any better. They're just freaking annoying. Angler, that was something that was a bad addition to the game. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I hope they don't rework pilots. I mean, if they rework pilots, that's going to be a horrible thing. But I don't know. I mean, they've been reworking a lot of stuff lately and adding things. I don't know. But yeah, motherships are lousy. Titan pilots are lousy. I mean, I liked what they've done with the drones as far as the drone rework goes. But I don't like the fact that they didn't compensate people very well, and the microchips to upgrade the drones now are crazy expensive. Drones were probably making things too powerful. Hey, Zox, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Smileys, what's going on? Yeah, stream's almost over, guys. I'm just kind of answering a couple last-minute questions or giving a few last-minute thoughts before we go. But I think the change in the drones in a lot of ways probably improved the gameplay. Drones were making robots way too strong, but now it takes a little more skill. You gotta relearn to play the game a little differently without the drones. Back when the drones were just giving everybody non-stop purple shields and you couldn't shoot anybody or hit anybody, that was lame. That was taking away a lot of the fun out of the game. Now you actually got to play the robots and become good with them. So it was good for the gameplay, right? The drone rework was good for the gameplay, but I don't feel like they did us right on the compensation. Yeah, endless stealth, that is some sort of a glitch that's not supposed to be happening. So hopefully on the next update, that doesn't happen anymore. Now, I haven't had that happen on my robots, but I know a lot of people who have. I have not seen endless mothership strikes. That's something I've never seen before. Now, I mean, I have seen a couple hackers doing that, but regular people, I've never seen a glitch like that or anything. But I haven't seen the hackers doing that in a long time. I mean, Pixonic has patched a lot of the glitches, or a lot of the things, a lot of the hacks. A lot of the hacks those hackers can no longer do, so they fixed a lot of that. But the hackers, unfortunately, are finding new hacks or finding new ways to do similar things. Yeah, stealth is actually meta now. So a lot of people are running anti-stealth modules or, you know, quantum radar on their Titans and stuff like that. Nightcrawler says endless strikes is common now. I've never seen that. I have not seen an endless strike in a long time. I remember back when the hackers were first like starting up, there was mothership strikes that were endless, but yeah, it's not something I've seen in like a year. Nightcrawler says I was hit 3 times in a row. Now that could be 3 people on the other team coordinated their strikes. They might say, hey, let's all hit this guy with our motherships. Then guy 1 hits you, guy 2 hits you, then guy 3 hits you. A lot of teams will do that. They coordinate that stuff. They coordinate their Titan drops. They coordinate the mothership strikes. They coordinate when they're going to run what robot. So that's a possibility. Now, if you're getting like hit one after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next, like 20 in a row, you know that's not even possible. So that would definitely be some sort of a hack. Or if it's just the same guy's mothership lasting like 45 seconds, that's definitely a hack, you know. But guys, I got to get going. I just want to say thank you all so much for coming out. You guys are all super amazing. I really appreciate all of you. So I think, you know, Zox is here. I think he recently started making some YouTube videos again, which is cool. So welcome back, Zox. Always good to see you, buddy. But anyways, guys, I got to get going. I appreciate all of you guys for being here, hanging out with me, watching my videos. You know, I really do appreciate the support. Anybody who's a channel member, thank you for the extra support. Anybody who donates occasionally, thank you so much. It's a big help. I really appreciate all of you a lot. So thank you guys. Have an amazing day. I got to get going. I will be back on Thursday for another stream, and then probably Saturday. So yeah, hope to see you guys then. Have an amazing day. Lighten it out. Later.